Mizzou moves on, and now it gets harder in Nashville. Welcome to PM in the AM for Friday, March 14th. Gabe DeArmond, Mizzou fans, hope you got a couple hours sleep and are ready to go again on Friday night. Missouri got a win that was honestly as impressive as any. We'll talk a little bit about last night and Mizzou, Florida tonight. But first, I want to remind you that we are brought to you every morning here by our friends at Cornerstone Family Medicine. You can check them out at cornerstonefmclinic.com. If you're tired of dealing with high insurance deductibles, tired of waiting to get in to see your doctor for days, maybe even weeks, get in touch with Cornerstone Family Medicine. They can get you in that day or the next day, guaranteed 24/7 access to your provider through all of their virtual platforms. Check out membership prices and get much more information at cornerstonefmclinic.com. So last night, Missouri beats Mississippi State. Final score 85-73 was much closer than that. But honestly, had you told Dennis Gates before the game, Mark Mitchell's not going to play in the second half, Caleb Grill's going to go 2 for 11, and Ant Robinson's going to play 14 minutes, I'm going to guess he would have thought he was taking a flight home from Nashville last night. He's not, thanks in large part to Tamar Bates, Tony Perkins, and Aiden Shaw. They will need all of those guys and more tonight. The SEC Tournament quarterfinals, Missouri and Florida. Now, Missouri won the first game, 83-82 against the Gators in Gainesville, raced out to a 20-something point lead in the first half. Florida came back, erased almost all of it, but Missouri hit free throws down the stretch. The only team to win in Gainesville. This game, not truly that important to Missouri, if we're being honest about it. They did what they had to do Thursday night. They had to get a win at the SEC tournament to prove to themselves, to prove to you guys, to prove to the selection committee, hey, we can still do this. We can still beat tournament teams. They did that. I would imagine, I haven't checked brackets yet this morning, but I would imagine that win's going to keep Missouri on the 6 line going into Selection Sunday. And I don't think tonight really changes that either way. Florida honestly has the motivation here. They're playing for a 1 seed. They're playing for revenge against Missouri. The big question for the Tigers, what's going to happen with Mark Mitchell? Based on what I have heard on Friday morning, I would expect Mitchell to be listed as a game time decision tonight. I do not think this is like a season-threatening situation. However, you do have to take into account the games you really need him for are next week. Do you risk playing him tonight in a game that would be fun to win, would be great to win, but you do not have to win? Be interesting to see how Dennis Gates handles that one. It's going to be difficult on the boards without Mark Mitchell. There is zero question about that. It's going to be difficult on the boards with Mark Mitchell. Florida, one of the better rebounding teams around. We saw last night in the second half, Missouri struggled with that for a while. It was one of 2 reasons that Mississippi State really hung around. The second was turnovers. If Missouri doesn't take better care of the ball tonight, they're cooked and they're going home after the quarterfinals. The path to victory, I think it's real simple, guys. Tamar Bates or Caleb Grill has to have 25, maybe 30. At least one of them has to be scoring and scoring a lot. Missouri is going to have to shoot a lot of threes and make a lot of threes, especially if Mitchell is not in the game. Caleb Grill was 6 for 10 in the game in Gainesville. I think it's going to take a similar performance and elite defense from Anthony Robinson and Tony Perkins in this one. Not going to be easy. Florida favored. It opened at 8.5. Now is at 9.5. Tip off 6 o'clock on SEC Network. We will actually shortly after this post, Drew King and I will have a preview show on Friday morning. We'll have a post-game show at 8:30, and Drew is in Nashville with complete coverage. Check all of that out here on our YouTube channel, and of course, the coverage and conversation all day at powermizzou.com. Appreciate you hanging out here with me this morning. Like, comment, subscribe, and go to cornerstonefmclinic.com to learn a little bit more about what Cornerstone Family Medicine has to offer you. Talk to you in a little bit.